Okay, so we'll move on to topic 4, which is just going to be the HKT48 concert. So Andrew can take it away.
So yeah, on our last full day in Tokyo, we went to see HKT48's concert. Specifically, it is Sashihara Rino, aka Sasshii. It was her graduation concert. So this is a J-pop topic, so for you K-pop fans out there, which is everyone, I'll try to do my best to sort of explain it. And also for people that are just stumbling upon this topic and are primarily AKB fans or HKT fans, again, just our position seeing this concert was we are primarily K-pop fans that have never seen a live event from AKB. This is our first ever APK or 48 group live event ever. So that was we picked one hell of a concert to go to, freaking Sashii's graduation concert. So
yeah.
That's sort of the lens that we're seeing this through. So, to sort of give background, it was at Sasshii is one of the basically founding members of AKB48. She was one of the faces of AKB48. She got moved to HKT48 after a dating scandal sort of situation, but she ended up becoming sort of like the mother figure of HKT48 and was influential in people like Nako and Sakura's from IZ*ONE, their careers or their sort of upbringing in HKT48. And so after 11 years, I think she announced her retirement. So they had her graduation concert at Yokohama Stadium in Yokohama, which is just an hour outside of Tokyo. They had it because HKT is based out of Fukuoka, which is basically as far west as you can get with Japan. So the only reason they had it here they had it in Yokohama was because the day before Sashii's graduation concert, they had a whole festival sort of thing. I think that's where Koji Mako from who was on Produce 48, she had a graduation concert there as well. So yeah, it just so happened that the concert was or they had an event already lined up, so they just decided to add on the graduation concert afterwards. So yeah, that being said, again, this is our first experience going to any HKT or AKB48 event. So getting the tickets itself was just an ordeal because you have to be a member of the AKB, you have to be a member of the fan club, or you have to do all this sort of stuff just to get the tickets, because AKB48 or the 48 groups have a dedicated fan base and you can't just buy tickets. It has to be a lottery. So I had to put ourselves into a lottery, and thank God we ended up getting the tickets because I really wanted to go because I know how important this concert would be, and just to see it would have been amazing. So we get there. It takes about an hour to get there by train. Yokohama Stadium is a baseball stadium. It's where the DENA Bay Stars of the Nippon Baseball League play. The baseball team there. So it was pretty cool. Have you you've never been to a stadium K-pop or J-pop concert, correct?
Of
that magnitude.
Korea I did.
Oh wait.
Not in Korea. I went to Incheon.
That was at
concert.
That was at a stadium.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't remember exactly what the venue was, but it was ginormous. It was
basically, so something like that. I've never been to a concert like that in terms of J-pop or K-pop, so it was an interesting experience. So getting into the actual the seats are definitely not made for Americans. Poor Nate had to just squish in.
Yeah. But that's even at the U.S.,
I guess.
Seating in general at, stadiums and stuff are always tiny.
One thing I did not expect was I guess I didn't realize how big it would be was just the sheer amount of light sticks that were everywhere. And, literally everyone had a light stick, essentially. And they, for the concert, they changed the colors and everything. And,
yeah.
There's fan chants for almost every song, essentially. I think that's one interesting aspect of just going to a J-pop concert for the first time, or not for the first time. I mean, I've been to Perfume concerts, but going to a HKT48 concert for the first time, just how interactive everything is there's always some type of crowd interaction going on, whether it's just talking or whether it's the actual performances. So for you, not knowing as much about HKT48 or the 48 group, how was the experience for you just in general?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun to see. It was, like you said, it was cool to see. Like, I mean, K-pop concerts is always like, when you go to like group specific ones, there's tons of light sticks, and it's cool to see them all synchronized. But it was cool to see that here too. One thing that stood out to me that was interesting though is they not only do they have fan chants, but they have like light stick like actions that they do sometimes.
Yeah, that's a normal like, thing. Like that's
which
called,
is like,
that's called like otage, or like the type of like you do like hi, and then you do like this. And
they do the like dip up thing during the slow parts and stuff.
You always do that
like,
at J-pop concerts. Yeah, that's a pretty normal thing. So
that was interesting to see.
It's kind of you kind of get caught off guard the first time you see it, but that's pretty normal. I guess another just sort of thing that that caught me off guard a bit was how diverse the crowd was, because usually like it's stereotypical that most people that are into like idol groups, it's just like old men, like, and there are a lot of like older like guys, but it was pretty diverse in terms of like age groups and gender. Like there was a lot of female fans, which I was shocked. Like the person sitting next to us was a girl. I was shocked. Or some of them were like younger kids too, like, which is surprising. Again, you really only think of like idol fans as just like teenage boys or teenage girls when it comes to K-pop, but it was a lot more diverse than I initially expected.
Except for race, I was like the only white guy in that entire stadium.
No, I saw one. Because again, like it's.
Did you? I didn't see any other foreigners.
Maybe they're like living there or whatever. Because I mean, like yeah, that's the thing. It's not too many expats, I'm sure, are into HKT48 or AKB48.
It was just funny because we're used to like K-pop concerts. There's usually a lot more foreigners, like at least nowadays.
Yeah.
Like even the one that I went to in Seoul, like there were foreigners, where I couldn't see any.
Yeah, that's the thing, because J-pop isn't as internationally.
Yeah, exactly.
The international appeal of J-pop isn't as much as K-pop, so it's not you're not gonna see as many people like come. We're probably I wouldn't be surprised if we're one of the few foreigners that actually kind of knew what was going on. Like, because again, it's their market's strictly essentially it's just Japan, like, and us knowing a bit of it because of Produce 48 and K-pop, so that's like the extent of their reach. So again, it's mostly just like the hardcore fans that went. For the actual songs, I mean, I knew most of it, or I knew some of it because I tried to do as much research on HKT48 and Sashii's specific, whatever Sasshii was in specifically beforehand. So like, I think the one thing I do appreciate about J-pop concerts, it's all live vocals. Like, because usually for K-pop concerts, they have to do like the pre-record. Even for like big concerts, they always it's never live vocals. But yeah, that's one thing that J-pop they insist on doing. It's always some type of live vocal, or specifically with the 48 groups. So that was nice. Also, just the sheer amount of like, when we went in, we saw like there was a huge stage, and they needed all of that stage because there was like, because again, we're talking about HKT48 and a bunch of like other guests, so there's probably like at least 50 or 60 people all on stage at the same time, and there wasn't a bad seat in the house really, because like there was like, here, I'll pause it on this picture, like the stage is like, there's a stage in the front, and then it's like a cross-shaped thing in the middle where like the baseball like field would be, just so they could have different people go onto different areas. So yeah, there really was no bad seats, which is nice because we weren't that like we weren't that close to the stage or anything, but we could still like sort of comprehend what was going on. Did you have any favorite songs of what you could remember?
I mean, honestly, I can't remember. I mean, Fortune Cookie was
Fortune Cookie,
like one of the only songs I actually knew. Actually, that was the only song I knew, because they didn't do like heavy rotation or anything, so because I only know a few 48 group songs, so obviously that was a standout, and that was like the ending song or whatever, which we kind of expected that would be something they would end on because it's their most famous song or whatever. The Melon song, because I was like, what are they like? I was like, melon okay, listening to the song, all the light sticks turned green, and they're just repeating the words of melon juice, and I'm like, are they singing about melon juice? I'm like, yeah, they're singing about melon juice. So that was definitely one of them.
And I lost Nate.
Oh, you lost me again?
Yeah, I lost you again. Anyway, we're talking about melon juice.
Yeah, that was just like, I was just like, are they singing about melon juice? Yep, they're singing about melon juice. That definitely stood out.
What would you say your favorite part of the concert would be?
I don't know. I mean, I think the ending, obviously, just because I knew the song and stuff. But no, I thought it was overall. I thought it was a really good concert. I liked that they switched up, like who was on stage and stuff a lot. They brought in a lot of guests. Like, it was funny because every time they, like, someone new showed up and then they showed them on the screen and their name showed up, like everyone freaked out. I was like, well, they must be a special guest or something. Like one of the, and like Jurina showed up, like she was like one of the only people I knew.
A bunch of it wasn't just HKT48 members that were there. They had it because obviously Sasshii had her career spanning like years and years, and being a part of two groups, she's gonna have a lot of guests show up. So like Junina's from NMB48 or SK48. I think. Miyazaki Miho showed up. Yukirin showed up. Mayuyu is someone that's retired or like graduated already, and she showed up for this concert. That's how important Sasshii is to all of 48 group. Where everyone thinks of her as like a mother figure for of the group, and everyone looks up to Sasshii, and specifically with people like Sakura and Nako, who unfortunately weren't able to attend the concert. Again. Nako wouldn't have joined HKT48 if Sasshii didn't like push her to do it. And again, like Sakura, like that's her mother figure and everything. So yeah, it's cool to see just like everyone just sort of participate in the concert just because of how important Sasshii is to the group as a whole. Like she's one of like the ones that she spoke out against, like again, like that whole like NGT48 situation with Yamaguchi Maho sort of thing. She's like one of the ones like speaking out against it like brazenly. Like usually they try to keep them quiet about these sort of scandals, but she's the one that's sort of speaking out on behalf of the other members that can't, because basically Sashii's untouchable at this point. Like she's like if they ever did anything to like if AKS ever did anything to Sasshii, the fans would just be outraged, like because she carries that much weight around the group and the company and everything. So I guess my favorite parts would be my favorite moments would be because I like the song they did the last single with Sasshii as for AKB48. They did Jiwaru Days a couple of times. They did the last HKT48 single was Ishi, so I like that one. Oh, and when Jurina and the rest of them came out, they did Love Trip, which is a great single. What else?
Was that the Halloween one?
No, that's Halloween Night.
Oh, okay.
Love Trip was a different one. They did or Sasshii did Namaiki Kiss with Tanaka Miku. So Tanaka Miku is like Yabuki Nako's partner in crime, and since Nako couldn't be there at the concert, because that's their coupling song, that's like the song like they did as a group, Nako and Miku, they did Namaiki Kiss together. So it was cool I guess to just see again, like Sasshii was a big influence on Nako and Miku as well, so to see them do that since Nako couldn't be there. The Eyes One members did show up in some capacity on the screen, like they did, like Sakura kind of showed up like a ghost on the screen. Yeah, the effects are really bad. They're like really weird. There's a part where she did like the backing vocals, and then she gave her message to Sasshii saying like, "Oh, you're my favorite senpai." And like she apologized for not being able to be there because Eyes One had a concert, like a big like concert the day before in Korea, so I don't think they could have like scheduled something out that quickly. Granted, Nako was in Tokyo that same day, which was weird. Like because obviously they were done with promotions for Violetta, and the Japanese line, I think they went back for Golden Week to spend with her family. So Nako posted that she was at a shrine and everything. So, and Nako ended up only having a message as well, just for Sasshii as well. So it was kind of sad that they couldn't be there in person. But again, we were speculating that with Nako in Tokyo, like she was probably there. She was probably in the building. Like there's no way she wasn't in the building. She just couldn't show up on stage. Yeah, but it just kind of sucks that they couldn't at least, like, they didn't have to perform with them, but at least like leave, like, go up on stage and like leave a message for the, like, in person, for like talk about them. I felt like would have been nice.
Yeah.
Because again, it's just being members of HKT48 and Sasshii being such an influential person, it just kind of sucks that they didn't have a chance to properly say goodbye to her. And I feel like, yeah, it sucks. And also because, you know, the stupid K netizens are going to be like, oh, why are they performing, or why are they at an HKT48 concert? They're supposed to be dedicated to IZ*ONE and nothing else. Like, I know those stupid fans are going to complain, but it's something that spreads. It's something that goes beyond the importance of IZ*ONE, even, because this is the group that they were in. It's the group that they've been in for like 5 years now, or like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
So it's something that's way more important to them than it is to just even IZ*ONE. So, just in general, I think I really liked the entire concert, especially towards the end. I kind of started losing it when freaking everyone, well, Judy didn't cry, but when all of the HKT48 members started crying, when they were saying their goodbyes to Sasshii, and when Sasshii lost it at one point when she was singing one of her solo songs, or one of the ballad songs, I was just like, oh no. Oh, it was sad. And you don't have to know the lyrics, you don't have to speak Japanese to know how much the group loves Sasshii. Like, it showed on stage immediately. So you could tell how much they loved and cared about her, which is why I'm glad that they gave her this proper goodbye. Despite all the controversy she had in the prior years, and despite, I guess, just like the group sort of being, I guess, in turmoil, I guess, with who's going to be the face of the group now that people like Sasshii are leaving, I'm glad they gave her she got the goodbye she definitely deserved, and I'm really happy, and I hope that she kind of stays involved and maybe like helps guide the future members in terms of like how they'll manage the theater, or how they'll do like promotions and everything. So again, as kind of an outsider looking in, I guess it was just a really interesting experience for us, and just to see how much all the fans cared about her, how much the members cared about Sasshii, and just to see like, this is probably one of my favorite pictures, like the panorama shot of like all the light sticks like lit up in yellow and everything, and it's definitely a concert I'm never gonna forget for the rest of my life. It was insane. So, closing thoughts for you? Yeah,
it was really cool to see. It, like you said, you could like tell you could feel like the emotion and stuff, even if you, like, for me, had not speaking the language or really knowing the lyrics or the songs or anything. Like, you could still tell. And it was cool to see. It's definitely a special concert to be at, because it's not really like something that happens that often, where a member that like important like graduates. So.
Yeah, it's something that it's something you don't get in K-pop, because you don't really get proper goodbyes, because usually it's just the group disbands and then that's it. Yeah,
they sometimes they'll do like a goodbye single or whatever, but, or like, I mean, IOI had like their concert and stuff, like every once in a while they'll do like a goodbye concert, but most groups kind of just disband and go their own ways. Like you don't get a goodbye Wonder Girls concert or a Sistar or 2NE1. Like, they didn't have like special goodbye concert.
Yeah, I think that's what makes these more memorable.
It's rare that happens.
Yeah, it's what makes the graduation thing, as annoying as the graduation concept is. It's nice that you give the fans are allowed a proper goodbye, and the artists are allowed a proper goodbye to the fans. It's not like it doesn't feel so sudden and like hurtful the same in the way that like K-pop disbandments are. Like, it feels proper in this sort of way, and it's something I kind of wish we had in K-pop, where you had a last chance to say goodbye or thank the artists for everything that they've done for the past couple of years. And it's something that's pretty much exclusive to 48 Group in terms of how they do graduation concerts and everything. So, I guess just to close it out, I mean, I enjoyed it. One last thing. I don't know if the term, because you don't say bias when it comes to like J-pop or AKB48, you say oshi. So I think I'm getting oshi-wrecked by Tanaka Miku, because she was like kind of like one of the main stars of the whole show and everything. I'm just like, oh my god, I love Tanaka Miku so much. She's probably my new HKT48 oshi, just because she's kind of like the heir apparent in to some degrees with I guess being one of the faces of HKT48 and of AKB48 in general, because her and Nako were like top 10 of like the last Sosenkyo like election and everything. So with Nako and Sakura and like everyone else out of the picture, like yeah, Tanaka Miku has to carry a lot on her like tiny shoulders. So I hope that she's able to do it. And I definitely want to go back to another event. I want to go back to the theater. I want to see if I can see a theater event for AKB48 or any of the other groups.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, just an interesting. That's the thing, because these big concerts they don't happen all that often. Most of your interaction with the 48 groups is through like handshake events or the theater concerts, which is a lot more intimate of an experience. So I'm gonna try to get a ticket for that. Hopefully I can line it up for when I go back to Japan in October. But yeah, I'm really glad that we got to do this, because again, it's something that we'll be able to say for the rest of our lives. We saw Sashii's graduation concert, and that's like one of the most important things that, like, probably one of the most important events in AKB48 history or 48 group history, and we got to bear witness to it, and like not even not even 48 talk. Yeah, so we have such an interesting experience, I guess. So hopefully it's one that like the 48 group fans really enjoyed. So if you're a fan, definitely, I guess, if you want to like comment on our experience, definitely let us know in the comments. If there's anything that you want to let us know about in terms of just like etiquette or just like other things that we should check out with AKB48 or HKT48, or what I should do AKB48 related when I go back to Japan, definitely let us know in the comments. We didn't have a chance to go to the cafe, because we saw the AKB48 cafe when we were in Akihabara, but I didn't have a chance to go in, so that's probably on my docket for the next time we go around.
So yeah, that's it for episode 119. Like I said at the beginning, if you liked it, subscribe, share, follow us on Twitter, review us on iTunes, check out our Discord if you want to hang out with us and hang out with our small but dedicated community. There's a lot of people. There's not a lot. There's probably like 20 people that are hanging out regularly in our Discord. And we do some fun stuff like song ratings and other random things like that, contests and stuff. So check that out. And if you have any comments or questions, comment on our YouTube videos or tweet us, and we'll try to answer them as best as we can. That's it.
Yeah, we really don't have any events other than just produce for X101 stuff, and then KCON's obviously coming up in July, but we really don't have anything else after that but until then. So it's mostly just going to be trying to get back into the swing of things of running the show, just trying to get back into it. Like we ended up having to skip releases this month, but I mean, we covered pretty much everything that was important like twice. So we'll try to get back into the swing of things. Hopefully we can get more Jacob on the shows more again. Now that hopefully he's more settled in Korea, but
yeah, I mean, worst case, he's gonna be back in a couple months anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna be back in a couple months.
Won't be that many episodes before he's
on regularly.
Before he's back in normal.
Yeah, man, I miss Korea and Japan, in all honesty. Like I've just had the FOMO for the past, like going back to like work. I'm just like, fuck, all I want to do is just like go get like food.
Yeah.
And like I'm glad it's something that we were planning for years, and I'm glad we finally got to do it, in all honesty. I wouldn't have done it with anyone else except you guys. So it's a good team building experience.
It was cool. The only bad part about it is jet lag.
Jet lag. Oh God, I woke up at 6 in the morning today.
On Friday, I took 2 naps after work. I slept. It took like an hour and a half nap. Woke up, ate dinner, and fell back to sleep again.
Yeah, no, basically, I sleep at like 7 o'clock now, and I wake up at like 12. Exactly. Take melatonin so I can go back to sleep. Like, it's going to be a while to fix this, but I mean,
I think I'm starting to get there. I actually was able to sleep in a little bit today. I slept until like 6:30 today, which for me is sleeping in even during the week. Like normal. Like normally I wake up around 6:30. So I think I'm finally I think it's because yesterday I played Magic, so I wasn't able to take a nap in the middle of the day and ruin my sleep schedule. So I was busy. But yeah. So yeah, thanks for checking us out. I hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.
Stay jet lagged.
Stay throbbingly jet lagged.
Yep, that's gonna be me for the next week.